Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tales from the Shattered Lands, coming at you live from Game Room 5 from the Tavern of Tales in Boston, Massachusetts. I am your Dungeon Master, Jake, and these are our players. Playing Glimmer tonight is Nico.
Hello, everyone.
Eidolon
Get out of here.
Eidolon is being played by Austin.
Hi, everyone. I would love to leave.
Well, maybe you'll do that this time. Sigurd is being played by Jason. All right. Ashrin's being played by Quinn.
Hello.
And Sir Gwydion is being played by Lily.
Hello.
As I said, we are Tavern of Tales. We are a board gaming bar in the Mission Hill neighborhood of Boston, Massachusetts, right on Tremont Street. We set up this stream so that we could stick together through these weird COVID-19 times and hopefully entertain you folks along the way. If you are looking for something else to do with your time in lockdown, you can consider joining our free online Dungeons & Dragons campaign set in the world of Eberron. You will be playing with myself and some of the lovely folks around this table as you become an exquisite aeronaut on the hunt for treasures, glory, and goodness in the world of Eberron. I'll actually be running tomorrow on Saturday, along with Nico. You're running too, so it should be great fun. Signups go live 5 p.m. the day before we run, and we run on every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 6 p.m. until roughly 9 p.m. If you're looking for more information on that, you can go to tavernoftales.com/DND. That's D as in dungeons, N as in N, and D as in dragons. Also, follow us on social media. We've got an Instagram, a Facebook, and a Twitter. We'll be using these tools to communicate with you and everyone else in our little friendly network when we learn more about what it's going to look like when we can reopen, when we can have face-to-face board gaming time again. You don't want to miss our grand reopening whenever that happens. So for announcements on that, check out those social media sites. We're also now Twitch affiliates. So you can support us by giving us a follow, sending us a subscribe, cheering or tipping. Any little bit helps. And especially if you could share the stream with some people that you might think are interested. Anyone who likes live play Dungeons and Dragons with not such a serious tone. I know that maybe it is a little bit of a serious tone. Yeah, we just freed a whole bunch of slaves, so it's moderately serious. There's some jokes in there too. I hope you like it. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and begin. Last time, the party continued their campaign into the inner sanctum of the Shadow Port, distributing weapons to the slaves there and beginning the revolt in earnest. As the slaves looked on towards them with admiration and devotion and respect, they felt a stirring in their throats, a whirlwind there that they could feel like a flexing muscle, like a new part of themselves that they could now exercise. After charming the head of security of the port, they made their way up the central column, the main fortress of the many-faceted ring, and in an attempt to retrieve the contracts of the slaves and burn them and set them all free. On the way up, they were propositioned by a man identifying himself as the Grey Prince, who wanted to strike a deal with the crew about the future of the Shadow Port. A voice in Glimmer's head identified the man as being linked to himself and like being sort of like one of him. Never got to figure out what that relationship was like because the negotiations quickly fell out as he tried, and by he I mean the Grey Prince, tried to use magic to teleport away twice, both times countered by our lovable Eidolon. They forged ahead after dispatching the man and his guards towards the top of the tower where the contracts were kept, and ended up springing a trap that set fire to the office and shot the head of the guard out of his stupor of magical suggestion. They left him to burn in the office as they redescended down the column with contracts in hand, along with a ledger, apparently the Red Palms. Having freed all the slaves with minimal losses, they now start on their path towards the auction house along the spirally railway that first led them down here. It is the third Phi Day of Pike Tide, year 996 of the Great Silence. It is the holy day of the god of war, Fining, fittingly, perhaps. One of the 8 Garcidian gods who are now absent or silent from the world. And that's where we join them as they're walking up on the rails.
Can I say I did one thing before we left?
Sure.
Which is just very simple, which is that I take a knife from the ground. I assume one of the dead people that we killed had a dagger or something.
Mm-hmm.
And grab a Red Palm Manifesto. I used mine. I dropped mine at the arena, so somebody else will have to donate theirs. And stick it to the door. I'm basically trying to frame the Red Palm for this also. I don't know if it'll stick, but I'm trying to stick it to the door of the tower or somewhere prominent that not like I'm stabbing through the book, fuck the Red Palm, but the Red Palm did this.
Okay. We'll see if that helps.
Can we put a bloody red handprint on the door as well if we're doing it? Yeah.
All aesthetic. I love it.
Nice.
Fantastic.
I remember Ashrin saying that she found a scroll of teleportation circle.
I sure did.
I would
We
actually
sure
like
did.
to inspect that and see if that spell is triggered onto a certain location.
We have to know the coordinates of another circle, right?
Well, a spell scroll can also be inscribed to a certain location once it's cast. It could just be a normal circle that we could create ourselves, or it could already be attuned to a certain spell circle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I believe only Ashrin and Glimmer can read it.
Oh, is
It's
it in
like
certain language?
No, it's I think it's not on the Warlock spell list.
Oh.
So you wouldn't be able to understand it, but Ashrin and Glimmer, if you were to take a look at it, it is not it's not like a rune for a specific location. It is a scroll that lets you cast it and go to any circle that you previously know about.
Okay.
So whatever this scroll was intended to be used for, it you don't know. It could go to anywhere.
But I'm gonna assume we couldn't get 100 people in on the teleportation. So I think we should focus on getting all the guys out right now.
Yeah.
Let's get the guys out.
So the plan currently is just we take the boat that Pavel has prepared for us, and our Triton friend and the rest of the slaves commandeer another one, and we ride off into the sunset together.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did leave, oh goodness, what was his name? The private eye that we're talking with. Dietrich
Pavel Dieter.
Pavelton?
Pavel
Pavel
Dieter.
Dieter. Pavel Dieter, got it.
He's waiting for us
I
at
will
the
definitely
boat.
remember
It's his
that.
boat. It's
Okay.
his boat.
It's his boat.
Yeah.
Imagine his surprise when he sees us walking up with the 100.
Yes, I wish we had a more direct a way to warn him beforehand, but I'm spent.
If he wants a working relationship with us, he clearly needs to be open to our spontaneity, which I understand. He also understands. So,
Are there any injured or pregnant people we can put on the carts and ride down with, and maybe everyone else can kind of walk behind us?
That's the only way we can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are, you've got the carts next to you, and You can put the wounded and the pregnant in the cart. No
The
problem.
two statuses.
It goes
D&D.
a little bit faster than like your walking pace, so you'd want to get like a little bit of a head start on them. But they can ride up. Not riding up will be Tanga as she carries her baby in her arms and approaches Sigurd.
Hello.
Hello.
I didn't think it was for me to intervene, but I saw what happened earlier.
Yes, it is something I expected. He blames me for our tribe being here.
Well, for what it's worth, you were also responsible for getting them out.
I hope they see it that way, yes.
What happened before you came here?
Against the wishes of the chief, I invited traders into our domain in an effort to help our people get what we needed. And it was okay for a while until the day they brought slavers with them.
I see. That is a heavy burden to bear.
It is something I feel very guilty about.
Well, you were trying to do the best that you can. Unfortunately, you'll never be able to be correct 100% of the time, and you were doing your best.
That is very pragmatic.
Well, I've had a lot of time to reevaluate my view on the world while I was here. Have you named it yet?
That is what I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh, me? Why me?
Well, I wanted to name him for you.
Oh, thank you. I actually wanted to talk to you about name as well. When last we met, you called me White Scales. I wanted to tell you something. When I was very young, I spent my years in cages like that with my mother, and until recently, I'd never remembered her. But something about spending the night speaking with you, you reminded me very much of her. When I was young, she used to tell me these fairy tales of the ages before the gods disappeared, and one of the tales was of a great dragon slayer by the name of Sigurd. That is the name that I have taken for myself now. Is it a boy? A girl?
He is a boy. I have already named him. I will call him Guardian in White.
That's very sweet. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Do you think it would be for the best if we spoke with the other gentleman, the Red Mane, about your position?
I do not feel like I am invited back.
I see. Well, for the time being, you're free to travel with us. We will find a better place for you.
Thank you.
Of course. Oh, thank you. Try to get some rest on our way back up.
Okay. She watches you leave.
Oh, I am exhausted, friends. Oh.
Yes, me too. We need to get to a bed, but we have more to do.
We need to get out, I think.
Yes.
This seems to be one of those stamina pulls soldiers like myself like to call, where we just have to endure. Rest and eat while you can, but we need to move. Otherwise, I fear the enemies that we made might track us down and try to reclaim what we've taken from them.
Surely.
Of course.
We need to find a boat.
Well, we're gonna take the tunnel to the port, right?
Yes.
Yep, we need to go do that, and we need to make sure
we
that
do it.
We're currently
We're doing
doing
it.
it.
We're doing it.
You're currently
Go.
doing it.
I've got
You
18 hit points. Let's go.
head up to the top of the tunnel. The hike is long and very tiring. It is maybe like a 2-hour hike. It's currently like the middle of the night, like 3 a.m. It's been a very long day. You've been awake for a very long time.
If we're riding in the carts, can we get a short rest?
No, it's not. It's not long enough.
Okay. Well, 2 hours is long
No,
enough, right?
But to the cart will go faster than that.
Bumpy.
Oh, okay.
You continue up towards the tunnel to that little door that opened up in secret down to the innermost sanctum. And you can see some people in the tunnel. They're in like leather armor, and they're like kind of picking through.
Shit.
They're picking through what they see in the auction house, and they see who's leading the pack. Probably like Sir Gwydion, Eidolon.
Yeah.
You're coming up out of this tunnel, followed by about 100 slaves that have armed themselves with the weapons that they had taken from the guards that you had killed. Plus the guards of the nobles who are like tied up in the cart as well. They've got those weapons. And they see this like marching group, and they take off running down the tunnel.
Oh, good.
They it's 1 versus 100, so they get the heck out of Dodge.
Who are these people? They're just figures in leather armor, like guards, with the Shadowport guards, or like?
No, these were like citizens of the Shadowport, or like rogues of the Shadowport, like picking at the carcass that you left behind. And that's where you get back up to the auction house. There's no like guard force waiting for you here. There's no like resistance up in this auction house, and then the tunnel stretches down towards the port.
It took 2 hours to get up back to the auction house from the ground.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Oh.
So port time then. I will again set fire to more things.
In the auction house?
Yeah.
So we got to flip the switch to send it the other way.
I'll do it.
Then, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I go into the room where I killed a guy and didn't tell anyone, and flip the switch.
I forgot about that.
I feel like
right? That's
everyone noticed that regardless, because everyone went into that room.
I think I was the one who did the levers, but it's fine.
Okay.
I know that I never went back into that room.
Yeah.
I think Ashwin is a trustworthy and practical individual who would never harm a soul.
I'm doing my best for you guys. Yeah, so we are gonna have to leave, like, again, let's take the carts with the injured people, and then everyone else can walk behind us, and we can just try to jumpstart the boat thefts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everybody buckle in.
You redirect the cart and start to send it down the tunnel, slowly down towards the port. You get about halfway down the tunnel before you see a small form in a dark cloak walking up the same tunnel towards your direction. And as he gets close, he'll lower his hood to reveal himself to be Pavel.
Cool.
Hamilton Dietrich, nice to meet you. We're so glad that you came back.
Pavel,
Dieter. You guys,
yes,
you
as
guys
you
don't
see,
mess
you
around,
can
huh?
see the situation has gotten somewhat more complicated. We are going to try to fit as many onto your boat as possible, but the rest will have to commandeer one for themselves.
Commandeer or perhaps pay. I have about, and
I
Sigurdian
don't-
will look through
No,
his pouch.
We don't have enough to pay
not
for
at this,
a
not at this
boat.
point. No.
400 gold.
No.
Yeah, not
Is-
enough. Nobody here would sell a boat to fugitive slaves anyways.
I feel like a galleon is going to cost like 25,000.
But it might be nice to sweeten the incentive to take on travelers.
Well, we'll see who's there to deal with when we get there.
Yes.
Mr. Dieter, what? Did you come looking for us up all the way through these tunnels?
Yes, I heard that there was a disturbance up at the auction house. So after I finished my business at the port, I would see what was taking you guys so long. I see it. I see it. I see
You
what's
Revolution.
taking
see
you
it.
so long.
You do
Yes.
see it, don't you? And you understand.
I do understand.
Yeah.
I understand. It's a good thing. It's a good thing I called in a big boat offshore.
What is word in the Shadowport? What is the rumors going around? We've been down here for hours.
About 2 hours ago, someone went to check on the guards after the lockdown. Everyone else has been in lockdown up here too. Just kind of watching out for any sign that the plague was spreading. After that, they went into the auction house, found everyone killed, and the cart's gone, and the inner sanctum penetrated.
And burning?
And burning a little bit
That was you, Glimmer.
just now. But you know, the people you hit are only one very significantly powerful part, but a part nonetheless of what goes on down here. So as for the rest of the parasites, they're going to do what they're going to do.
Is there any word as do they have any suspects? Do they suspect us at all?
There's been no mention of who hit it, but I don't think this is going to be very subtle.
I don't
Just
think
looking
so
back at
either.
I had heard that it was the red palm that hit them.
Yes.
Hopefully that should buy us some time, but I don't think that one is going to last. But we did what we could with the decisions that were made, and we're gonna keep moving forward and hopefully find a boat that will fit.
I mean, up
100
to this
people.
point, there's only been one witness who saw me and White Scales and was unconscious and hopefully, I don't know, maybe escaped before the building burned down or something.
Well, there were a
So
lot
only
more
one has seen our face. Well, in
Someone's
the
going to
arena,
find out eventually.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
quite a lot of people in the arena. There were those folks that just came up when we came up from underground. So it's really only is a matter of time, and what we've done has only bought us some more, at least I would think.
Yes. So you should keep an eye out for warrants for a Lady Cashrin and Glimmershine. And yes, I believe that is who they're going to start targeting. And they
Well,
may track that to us.
Let's hope.
The benefit is that you haven't done anything strictly illegal. So at least the powers that be on
I am
paper.
very confused about how the law system works down here.
Well, you saw the rules at the mouth of the cave, didn't you? Everyone's responsible for their own safety. So it's not something that you can easily understand. It's the law of the underworld, and they're gonna do what's best for them, no matter what. So unless you've got something that they want, it might not be worth the the investment in the blood to come and get you. Did you take anything of extreme value?
I'm gonna gesture behind me to the hundreds of slaves that were just rescued.
Yeah, but like if you free them, you no longer have them, so any retribution will strictly be revenge. It's not the best situation. I'm not going to say you're going to get away scot-free, but it might be a while before you're actively hunted. They'll have to regroup.
Just a quick question. What kind of creatures have green blood splatters?
Not my area of expertise.
I feel like that's going to come and bite us in the butt someday.
I don't know. I agree with your assessment. He counts some heads. We'll probably have to take all the boats in port.
Okay.
You have
All of the boats.
Do you have an idea of where we should?
You got 100 people behind you.
I thought the decent-sized vessel.
None of us know anything about boats.
Could crew 60, and if it can crew 60, then it can hold 100.
All the boats in port are small shipping vessels. They would park the bigger ones further out into port, or drop them off as they went into port in Rainmere.
Pybel, is it possible that if we were to commission these boats to take our passengers somewhere safe, they will listen to them and go where they'll need to go?
I doubt it, unless you put it under threat of force. You arm them, right? So you can
Not
get
all of them, but
you can get a pilot, I guess. And
Oh, I'm a noble. I can use my name. What if they had a favor from the Tortellini family?
you can try it, man. I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. I don't know. I
guess we're just gonna have to steal a bunch of boats and hope they.
The good thing is that you got strength in numbers on your side. There's only about 10 guards down there.
Yes, we might not have enough forces to take over the Shadow Port, but hopefully you could take over the port of the Shadow Port.
Yeah, and they'd have to be crazy to attack you.
you said you had a large boat offshore. Is it large enough to fit everyone here, or?
Yeah, but we'd have to steal the boats to get to it.
Get them there. Okay,
Yeah.
Yes.
that's fine.
It's
Well,
definitely manageable.
thankfully, we do have. It appears one of the former slaves is quite learned when it comes to ship faring, so he'll be able to help the rest of them. And I think we should give it a try.
Braska nods and says, "Yep." While these people were figuring out everything, I told people everything I knew about piloting the boats, so we should be able to get there. Maybe not for a long journey, but we'll be able to get to whatever thing you've got set up.
Okay, let's go.
Let's do this. Let's end this on a good note.
Yes.
Mhm.
Pavel holds up a finger and says, I'm going to split ways with you so as to not be associated with all this loudness. I'll meet you on the boat, okay?
God, I wish I could
Which
come
boat?
with.
Which boat are you, so we don't take over the wrong boat and threaten the wrong people on the boat?
They'll signal you. They know to look for.
An
very
army of escaped
ostentatious
slaves.
He pulls out a little black piece of cloth. They'll know to look for this flag. Put it on your boat. They'll signal you, and then you head there. The boat's called the Wave Smiter.
Pavel, while you're at it, could you stop by the tunnel entrance and tell our friend Snow to meet us at the port as well? He's been waiting there all night, as far as I know.
Yes, with a bunch of horses.
I don't want to end up in a situation where we forgot to pick up Snow from preschool. I would feel really bad about that.
Yeah, I'll send him down.
Thank you.
I'm heading out through the tunnel.
Okay. Oh, so you'll meet us at the port of Rainmere.
You're going to westward.
We are?
That's where the Wave Smiter's going.
All right.
I believe that's where we're going.
I know where that
It's for the
is.
best.
All right.
And they on the Wave Smiter they call me Jerry Figbottom. They don't know who Pavel is.
Okay.
So when you see me on the deck, don't call me Pavel. Call me Jerry Figbottom. Okay.
Figbottom?
Figbottom, like the fruit.
Okay. Yes, I got it.
Okay.
I could go for some figs. That's actually very rememberable. Thank you.
You got to keep this guy on a short leash. You
He
got
likes it
crazy
too much.
ideas.
Does it show? Does my craziness tend to show? I'm really actually kind of bothered by this. Am I? Do I? And Gwydion's gonna start
Just a
kind of
little
like
bit.
sweating a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna shut up.
I want to say all this. He gestures like back to the slaves. It was risky. It was stupid. It was ill-advised. You're lucky you're not dead. It was probably the right thing to do, though.
Yes.
It was definitely the right thing to do, which is why we did it against many of our better judgments.
We had an opportunity. Yes, we had an opportunity and we took it.
He takes a hand and offers it to everyone to shake, and just says, "Good job. I think that the six of us will have a bright future together."
I know you think I'm crazy, and I was unsure about you before, Jerry, but I think that we're going to have a very good working relationship.
Down here, I'm Pavel.
This is too much information for me to take in. If we're going to have a good working relationship...
Gwydion, I will explain it to you on the way over.
Okay, thank you.
Pavel,
Glimmer.
thank you.
He like waves
Again, on the deck of the ship.
Huh?
We will see you again on the deck of the ship.
Yes, you'll see me on the ship.
All right.
Who would like to
Safe
take
travels.
the black flag?
I suppose I could do it.
It's like pin it to the top of your head.
Yeah, I suppose.
He said to put on the ship, so.
Well, I'll put it on the ship.
Yeah,
I'll have it
then we
regardless.
then we
So.
have the-
Seriously, I don't have it.
As we're going, I'll say, okay, Gwydion, you are very bad with names.
I am...
So I don't know if you need a
absolutely
system in order to remember things.
Is
But
there one? No one's actually talked to me about this. I've kind of skated through life just memorizing people's faces and hoping that's for the best, but it appears that that is not working.
we will probably be meeting a lot of important people who may be offended if you get their name wrong. So
just don't say their name ever.
here's what we can do. If you forget somebody's name, give me a signal. We can make out a signal, maybe like do your nose or something, and I will establish a mental link to you, and I will tell you their name through telepathy, so that you don't have to be embarrassed by me telling you their name out loud, and then you'll know their name.
Well, I wouldn't be embarrassed. I'd be quite thankful, but this seems like it would not offend people, and I think that is quite smart. I will do this
Great.
with you. Thank
Okay.
you.
You have to be able to see you in order to do it, but I would have to be able to see you to see the signal anyways. So
What does your voice sound like in my head? I don't think you've ever... This is
I
something
have.
you've done this for everybody else, right?
I know I think I've done it. I've done it with you like once before, but I'll do it again. I'll switch the link to you and be like, "Hello, this is me." You hear the other voice faintly in the background, like mirroring everything I'm saying. Also,
Magic is so cool.
yes.
That is so cool.
The other voice that you hear when Glimmer talks to you like this now sounds a lot like the Grey Prince.
Oh.
There's like two of you in my head right now, and one of them sounds like that person we completely murdered.
Is it like his voice or just his like tone, his style?
Does that have the same accent?
Ever since you've killed him, it has sounded a lot like him.
Great.
It sounds like a memory.
Amazing. Okay.
Do not Skype anyone else in the group.
Right. Okay.
With more,
Sorry. This
with
is
more
so
critical
distracting.
foresight.
We need to get serious now. I can take the front and protect the forward movement as we take the ship.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can just convince them that they don't want to mess with us.
Well, I should say I do have 2 charm persons left. If we think that might come in handy, that's about all
If we need
I've
them, we
got
will use them.
started.
I think we
Just
might
letting
need
everyone know.
just to get everybody on the ship, and then
If anybody tries to stop us, yes. But I don't think anybody will with the hundreds of people that we have.
people.
Unlikely, but letting
100.
everyone know.
We got this.
You
We march.
head down the tunnel. The group still leading the charge. The sound of spears kind of thumping on the ground fills the cavern with a very loud chorus. It's a very intimidating thing to hear coming from a tunnel. You emerge from that like cave into the banks of a small underground lake. There is to your left like a curtain wall that separates the rest of the shadow port from the port, and there are two sealed wooden doors that are like now shut. You can see there are a bunch of kobolds that are unloading like keel boats and loading them back up. They when they spot you, they like run away and like head towards the opposite end of the port. And then there are about 10 really burly looking orcish men in pretty good looking armor, not emblazoned with the many faceted ring. It's just like a straight armor. And there's one really mean looking one that's got a big scar across his eye, and he's going to approach the group with his axe drawn and looking like he's looking for a way to handle this.
Can I specify also that I don't want to use a spell slot, but being the only woman in the group and the red palm is all full of men, I would like to like kind of hide a little bit behind everyone else just to see if I know it's not much, but it's something. Just kind of tuck my hat down a bit and stand behind everyone else.
Eidolon would just like to point up, it says, I'm rather through with dealing and talking with people. Do you mind if we just tear them up, please?
Can we just lift our swords and be like...
Yes, gesture to the 100 people behind us and say, not today.
I would like to help with any intimidating force that we proceed forward with.
Yeah, I kind of want to communicate, like, without speaking, like, you know what's going on here. You also know that you can't stop us.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check at advantage.
All right.
Eidolon is very, very good at intimidating people.
I am. All right, you're going to get an 18.
Okay. He approaches the mob of slaves, and he's got his axe like clutched in his fists, and he'll call out behind him and say, "Men, post up." And they, the other orcs in the group, kind of like very nervously brandish their weapons and move towards like forming a line. You and the slaves behind you just continue walking towards you until the point where you're like face to face with this guy, and he's like still clutching his axe. By the time you get to him, he takes the axe and lets it drop down to his side and lets the wave of slaves take over the entire port as they begin to undo the keel boats.
I will remain eye contact with him throughout this entire ordeal and say, this is a good decision. Today you leave with your lives.
We're cool, guys.
We didn't kill them, so we're cool.
I'll just help with the boat prep as much as possible.
Thraska also starts calling out orders to undo the ropes on that are like mooring the boats together. They take like whatever's like stored on the boats and like toss them overboard into the lake to make room for more people. All in all, you've got a total of like you've got 100 slaves with you, so there's like 10 medium-sized like keel boats. Each one has like 10 people on them. Are you guys all getting on the same boat?
That's a good idea. Yeah, the
Yeah, I
lead
think
boat.
that's yeah.
Okay.
Put the flag on it.
We should
Yep.
take the lead with that flag.
We should take Tenga because I don't want her to be subjected to any more abuse.
And hopefully, Snow is also. Hopefully, Snow's already on the boat then.
And my horse. Yes.
As the boats like begin launching and like taking off from the dock, Snow will run down the tunnel and look for signs of whatever's happening. His eyes spot Sigurd, and he like kind of jogs over and gets onto the boat.
Right before we go, I will come up behind the orc that Eilon is staring down.
He has not said a word besides like his last orders to his men, and he is kind of just nervously watching everything and like being prepared for the worst.
I will grab another Red Palm Manifesto book from somebody.
Here, you can have mine.
Yeah, and I will say, tell anybody that the Red Palm sends their regards, and I'll like put the book in his hands and give him like a condescending pat on the shoulder and walk away.
I feel like you just nationalized them, unfortunately, because they're probably now wanting to join this.
He like grits his teeth a little and takes the book and throws it on the ground.
Cool.
You board
I
on.
would like to find my horse.
Pavel has it, I think.
No, I think.
Oh, I guess
Did Snow write?
Snow can lead it down.
He rode Spitfire. I've named my horse Spitfire.
The horse is named
His
Spitfire.
name is Spitfire with a Y. With a Y. Both.
He's got fire. He's got flames painted on his flanks.
Yeah. Definitely dying
The
flame.
old horsey.
He's got like Guy Fieri frosted tips in his mane.
Oh hell yeah! It's a nice cloudy horse with a darker mane, but the ends are like bleached.
Yeah.
This is what I did while y'all were talking. Yeah, so he led them down. All right.
Yeah, so the horse, easy to find. Snow leads him down. Horse is not good at riding on boats, but you can coax Spitfire to lay down and take it in stride.
That's a good horse. I will, for the purposes of being on the ship, then Gwydion will be with this horse the entire time, probably rolling animal handling checks, trying to calm him down.
It'll definitely take like your full attention to like keep this horse calm, but you don't need to make a check. Any last words for the Shadowport?
Fuck you.
I will be sure to, before I forget, take the little black flag and hoist it on the mainsail.
Okay.
So we're never coming back here, right?
Probably not. I wouldn't like to anyways.
Oh.
How do you feel about that, Sigurd?
No, if I never see this place again, it'll be too soon. And I'll just kind of like, as we're pulling away, just kind of like stare at the whole thing as it fades into the distance.
Mm-hmm. And assortment of characters do come out and stand along that like curtain wall and like watch the unprecedented happen within this port. You've like fundamentally changed the power structure of this place.
Great.
I should be happy we didn't burn it to the ground, so...
Probably would have caused another outbreak, to be honest.
I know, right?
Probably good that we probably didn't cause an outbreak.
Speaking of which, what are you doing with that vial? Glimmer? You bought 2 vials of the disease.
Oh.
You still have one of them, I assume, or did you pour them both in there?
I mean, what should I throw? I don't want it. I mean, we should sleep, but then we need to have a discussion about how we're going to approach things like this in the
We
future.
need to have a family meeting.
We need to set some rules, some ground rules. Rule number 1, we're not using the plague anymore unless we can be sure that it's only going to infect one person.
Yeah, I
That's something
kind of
that I would
feel
like
that was
to-
a very dumb decision on our part, and I had a part in that, and I'm sorry.
I think we were a little too confident that we'd be able to push him over the edge before he had any.
It worked for the
spread it
Duke.
to anybody else.
It
Yes.
worked for ASCII's. Why wouldn't it work for us?
Excuse me. I don't think it worked for him either. And
No.
I'll just point back to myself.
No.
Oh.
He was saved,
Perhaps that should have been our clue.
but we weren't expecting anyone to save him since we were the ones doing it. Who else was going to?
So Eidolon, do you think it's safer if I keep the vial with me to make sure it doesn't get into anybody else's hands, or I pitch it over the side of the
No,
boat
because
right
you
Who were the
fall.
ones that started the outbreak?
Where were you? Oh, right, you've been gone.
That was you.
I think I probably told you the plans through sending before we did it.
Never
right?
said the plague. You
No,
mentioned
we never said the plague.
Okay.
No,
But
That was
Glimmer-
decided the day of.
we
I
killed
don't-
everyone who was infected. There should not be an outbreak.
It had started with poison because we had, what was it? We fooled a plot by the Red Palm.
Yes, we
Yes.
intercepted a dead drop and found.
Oh, how could you forget we were
We
already
hadn't-
targets of the Red Palm?
I know, that seems like it's rather important and we could have used that. But then my dumbass suggested using the bile like ASCII's did.
Well,
And
the
I'm
bile
not
was a
sure-
more sure deal to kill him than
Also-
the poison was.
I'd like to point out that the poison requires an infliction of wounds. It is not a drinkable poison, nor is it inhaled.
Yes.
It was intended
Why-
to seem as though he contracted it naturally. Of course, we would be
Yes.
suspicious, but
I have the plague.
right, as you know. So perhaps wasn't the best line of thought, but
So yes, Sigurd, if that was us,
that was us.
we made what decisions we had to in order to get you out. I regret it.
Hold on. Quidine, what did you just say?
I
Wait,
have
you
the plague!
You don't have it.
I have the plague! It went in my mouth!
Yes,
Tenga-
it
Like clutches Guardian Light like a little bit closer and like
Gideon.
steps away from.
Is it all
calm down. Calm down. No, calm down. You are fine. You're not showing any signs. We know that they advance pretty rapidly. You are fine.
I want to whisper so Tanga doesn't hear and be like, "You have the same amount as him, Sigurd. It's the same amount."
Yeah, I want to walk over to Gwydion and kind of just like grab you by the face and then turn. Listen, if I'm being honest, it should be all right. It's kind of gross for a while, but after a few days, you won't feel it.
Sigurd, am I going mad? Do you think I'm crazier than usual?
Stop acting like this, please. You are making me nervous.
Glimmer, I highly suggest that you throw that thing overboard, because if you fall wrong and break the vial, you could
Don't put it in the water.
No.
In an ocean. We're in the
Close
It's
to
ocean.
closed.
Listen.
It's
In
closed.
ocean.
Maybe we can
Close.
bury it and forget about it.
Sure.
Maybe there's someone
Let's
that
do
we
that.
know who would be happy to take a sample
Oh, we could send
that
it
we
to
could
the-
revisit.
Yes, we could send it to oh god, I forgot her name.
In that case, I would prefer holding on to it. If it breaks on me, I'm in no danger of contracting that
Sure.
disease.
I'll give it to you.
Yes, and we can take it back to Holborn someday.
Holvern. What a nice lady. You don't trust her, do you?
No, but I don't really trust anyone.
Smart.
So we're on our way to the ship. When we get on the ship, we're going to westward. Did we like leave any of our stuff in the inn in Rainmere, or like we're just going?
You're
I
going.
think we
Okay.
abandoned the horses that aren't Spitfire.
That's it.
I definitely ordered some clothes to the inn that are just there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like the thousands of tons of oats that you bought.
All that oats gone.
Well, we can go back.
Also, we've left the 4 other horses, only Spitfires with us currently.
That's fine with me.
I hope Boxer lives a very good life.
You
I hope he doesn't become glue.
Oh no.
you're on these boats winding through this lake. On the other end of the lake, there's a tunnel, and it winds back and forth until you pass around a corner and you can see the glimmering low light of the shadow port no more. You paddle on in this way for about 10 more minutes before you can hear the rolling sound of waves coming from up the tunnel. And a massive kind of like crossed opening leads you to the ocean. It is a light with the green, yellow, and red light of the 3 summer moons overhead. So the moonlight scatters across the waves and makes this beautiful light show. The stars above are in full brightness. You can see all the constellations and big clouds of stardust far above your heads. And then about a mile away, off in the distance, a giant gleaming 3-masted ship that has a spotlight that is searching the waters. It sweeps over this emerging fleet of 10 keelboats coming from the opening of this cave. And once it lights up onto the black flag of your boat, it kind of like flickers and like shines at you.
Are they shooting a gun at us? Is that what that noise was?
No, it's like
It shudders.
yeah, the spotlights have like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it Morse code?
Oh, is this like a... Yeah.
No, it's not Morse code, but it's like signaling like
We
it's
acknowledge
like flashing
you.
your high beams at someone. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that's the ship that Pivel wants us to head towards.
Pavel. Actually, sorry, what was
Jerry?
it?
Jerry.
Figbottom.
Jerry
Figbottom.
Figbottom.
Jerry Figbottom.
Jerry Figbottom.
I can remember that name.
It's better than Pop. If he was, because I'm sure Pavel's not his real name either. He should be coming up with something better than that.
I really
Pavel.
like that name. It's just terrible in my memory for some reason.
I don't know.
It would be surprising if that was his real name, though.
Unlikely, but
Name is-
Jerry. Now that's a man. Anyway. Get on the boat.
Looking at a picture of Jerry Seinfeld, this is what peak performance looks like.
As all the boats emerge onto the open water and begin heading towards the boat, you can hear the other boats begin to cheer and sing and start to call out and cry at the sight of the open stars once again. When you look back towards them, the mouth of the cave that you emerged from and saw clearly before is just a blank slate of rock.
An illusion. Noticing Sigurd's reaction, I'll like come up next to him, like nudge and be like, "Nice, isn't it?"
I don't think I've ever seen anything more beautiful.
I heard you say earlier, you referred to us as the wings of freedom.
Yes, spur of the moment, I suppose.
I like it. It sounds a little bit like the name of like a traveling group of troubadours, though. It doesn't exactly fit. What do you think of Freedom's Wing?
I like that.
We'll discuss it with the rest of them.
Yeah, yes,
We'll workshop it.
We did it.
Yeah.
We somehow did.
This isn't quite what I imagined when I said about being a hero months ago, but as being an actual hero and freeing a crap ton of slaves, I feel very good right now.
Eidolon, do you think you've done a great thing?
I believe that I have had confirmation enough that the things that I have started to do may be considered great.
Well, that's a good first step.
That sounds very positive, yes.
It's a lot of qualification, but hopefully one day you'll just say it straight.
I would say that the freeing of hundreds of slaves would be a rather big qualification, but it's a qualification indeed.
Sir Gordian is going to smack Eidolon in the back in a friendly gesture and be like, well, I'm glad you're on our side, if nothing else, and that you're coming to learn about freedom and perhaps problematic contracts and such.
Well, yes. Luckily, I didn't have to handle any of that. Otherwise, I fear that my coding might have fried itself.
I think we're going to have a nice discussion about this in the future. Because I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm interested.
Do any of the rest of you feel different?
Yes.
Yeah, there's that thing.
Like invigorated?
I feel like my life is slowly dying, and I'm being affected by a plague, and I have a very short time to live, and I want
Gwydion,
to
no.
Otherwise,
No.
good.
I'm
Gwydion, we
serious.
feel like that. Everyone feels like that all the time, Gwydion. You're not special. Talking about that thing in your throat.
Sir Gwydion is going to look so hurt at Astrid and realize that perhaps she's speaking the truth, and he's never realized this before.
I'd like Sir Gwydion, I'd like to remind you that your end of time doesn't have an exact date.
Yeah, I'm banking on that right now, Eidolon.
You do not feel it though in your throat, the thing, Sir Gwydion.
Can we make some throat checks?
Yeah.
I don't know how else to. Other than
I would
walk
love to
around
try
the
to
table and be
reach
like,
out to my
this
throat.
What's up? Feels weird. My chakra's open. What do I
My
do
triangle. I'm gonna use them. I'm take a triangle check.
Let's who reasonably tries this first?
Sir Gwydion makes a medicine check for 6 on his own.
I would be trying to clear my throat and realize that it's like.
I would as soon as it's confirmed that everybody else is like feeling this too, I would try it.
Okay, so we'll say Ashen tries first.
Okay.
You clear your throat. You try to tap into like whatever. It feels like it's like a muscle. It feels like you can like do this with your hand. It like feels like it's a part of you now.
Okay.
So like when you clear your throat, it's like not really that like motion, but you can feel like you can adjust it, and you tap into it, and you close your eyes and you imagine it, and it's like a tornado in a blank white space, just whirling around, and you can visualize it very clearly, just as you close your eyes, and you understand where your finger is. You know what I mean? It's that like sense of like it's your own body.
Yeah. Okay.
What's Ashrin's emotional state right now?
There's a tornado in me?
Is that an emotion?
A tornado flew around my room.
I was clarifying first. Weird, I think. Like, a celebratory, same as everyone else, but very specifically, Ashrin was determined to save Sigurd at first, even though that was very risky, because, like, Sigurd is, like, I would probably consider them friends, would wants to think that they're friends. But everything else after that she thought was stupid and dangerous and not too risky and not worth it. But after that kind of sensation of the first time the rectangle appeared, she started to kind of feel a little bit better. That went away after that guy burnt to death again. So it's kind of a weird spot for her where she kind of not feels like I told you so, but is like terrified of the replications of this, even after talking to Dieter, but also kind of like relieved and uplifted by what they've done. So like giddy but anxious. I don't know.
Okay. Yep. So you tap into that emotion, or like that's the emotion you bring to this practice. And as Ashrin, you focus and like try to flex this muscle. Everyone else, you can feel your own like energy beginning to stir up in response to this. It's like it's like you feel like a close connection there with.
I feel like I need to burp.
With that feeling, yeah. And then you all watch as Ashrin begins to float up off of the surface of the boat.
Witch!
What?
Witch!
Sick.
Like, she's like levitating, and she is just kind of like dangling there. As soon as you like realize what's happening, all of you begin to float as well. So you're paddling the boat, and all of a sudden,
We've achieved perfect vibes in our vibes matrix, and now we're all hovering.
The group vibes have.
My eyes are glowing like red. Everything is like pixelated.
Tenga is like reaching up and like trying to like hold you down. The other people, the other ones that have managed to make it onto your boat, Snow, are reaching for you and like trying to like stop you from floating up into the sky.
Hold on, grab hands.
Oh, this isn't going to encourage any more messianic tendencies.
Whoever's hand is closest, that's all.
Yeah, I want to like reach out my hands, like.
Hands.
Oh God, we're holding hands.
Yeah, to
Don't
like.
fly away!
You you hold hands and like you're trying to stay together. The boat speed and your distance ends up like diverging paths a little bit.
Okay, can we turn it off? Can everybody focus on turning it off?
It lasts for 6 seconds and then you fall into the ocean.
Oh,
Cool.
Awesome.
There's salt water in my eyes.
With the boat
Okay.
quickly.
yeah, cool. This would be a great end to this adventure that we get lost at sea because our vibes were too perfect.
Let's head over to our codex.
What? That's
Is
what it's
that the
called?
triangle chart?
The triangle chart.
Yes, our 10 rings story.
Oh, we get to fill in
Left,
one
right,
triforce.
No, we got a
on
line
the
on our
triangle.
triangle.
Oh, we
You
yeah.
have a line on your
Yeah,
triangle.
the first
now.
piece of the first piece of the triforce.
Is it wisdom, power, or the other one, courage?
This means things.
It's
Yeah.
the fourth one. It's vibes. The Triforce of vibes.
The
Quad
one in the
force.
middle that's invisible. That's
Yeah.
vibes. Cool. Can we get back on the boat?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a little bit of like struggling,
Yeah.
Snow and Tenga like stick out their oars and like help you get back into the boat. Tenga is like, what was that?
We don't know.
I don't know. And God, we couldn't have had any more eyes on us when we did it, could we?
Eidolon's gonna clear his kind of like magic.
Yes, certainly.
It was normal magic that you don't need to tell anyone else about.
I'd like that to never happen again. I like my feet on the ground, or in this case, the boat.
Well, don't clear your throat anymore then, because that's a habit of mine, and I think that's what set it off.
Do you like flying, Lady Ashrin?
Never done it before.
Could you do it again if you wanted?
I did not quite like that one, but I could try it again. And we did just find a scroll of flying,
Yes.
so
You do have that.
I could copy that down and cast it on each of us, yes.
We're so cool. Okay.
How's Snow doing?
Hmm?
I thought you said something about Snow. How's he doing?
He like made a
Snow like did this like your secret safe, like zipping his mouth.
Thank you, King. He's such a good boy. That's a good boy you've got there, Sir Grudy.
Thank you.
Also, should we probably address the elephant in the room? And Eidolon kind of looks back and forth between Sigurd and Snow.
I'm staring off at the ocean, like.
Yeah, just like, not tonight. Can we like get a long rest in or
Yes,
something?
I would love to sleep.
Yes.
Yes, I am very tired as well.
I have a lot of pains. I'd like to sleep as well. But I thought you were dragonborn, not elephants.
What?
Boy.
It's a turn of phrase.
Tenga like bursts out laughing. Snow follows suit, laughing along with Tenga. The laughter is quite contagious.
We are going to, who knows? We're
Or
going
the
to
westward.
westward, but I don't know where your destinations is after this, but you have my aid. Hopefully my group's aid. If we try to figure out where you find your new home.
She motions behind her to the keel boats, and you can see the Tabaxi have like kind of gotten their own like set of boats, and their group is like peeling off west away from your direction.
Yeah. It looks like they've made their decision.
Yes, and I am not invited.
Well, you're
Would you
invited
like
to
to
stay
be?
with us.
I will see. Perhaps there is opportunity for me in the city.
What did you used to do before?
I was a medicine woman of a kind. There's probably work for me in the city.
There could be, yes, very much so.
I will see what happens.
As herbalists and things as such, I'm sure your skill set, you'll be all right, and we'll give you a hand with if you need anything.
Thank you. And you reach the side of the Wave Smiter. It's got a massive. It's a big boat, and rope ladders get tossed down to the keel boats, and people begin to climb up. At the very top of the deck, you can see Pavel. He's got an eye patch now, and like scruffy 5 o'clock shadow.
You got there so fast.
Jerry, good to see you again.
A comrade Jerry.
Who we love and have always called Jerry.
Bottom, yes.
Hello, friends.
Hey, Fig.
Welcome aboard the Wave Smiter. Captain will want to see you.
Oh, sure thing.
He motions over towards the side and introduces you to a really stocky old lady. She's wearing a very utilitarian, like blue military uniform. She's got like grayish, it used to be brown hair, now it's like gray on the ends, hair that comes down to just like the base of her head. And her hands and feet from the elbow down and the knee down are suited up into like heavy brass gauntlets and boots. Her left eye is replaced by a kind of glimmering blue, like irisless orb. She walks over, thumping the metal boots onto the side of the deck, and says, "These your friends, Jerry?" Jerry nods. She offers a hand. Duchess Wilma Havishard, welcome aboard the Wave Smiter. Pleased to meet you.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Duchess Habitshire. I am Sir Gwydion, and these are my compatriots. Designation Eidolon.
Eidolon at your service.
Glimmer.
Hello.
Lady Ashrin.
I'm gonna give her a very soggy curtsy, appropriate of her rank, but I'm moist, so.
And Sigurd the Dragon Slayer.
I'll bow.
And we also have Tonga of the Tabaxi and
Tanga,
Snow.
Tanga with an E. Tanga.
Tanga, sorry.
Thank you.
Tanga. And Snow also.
She shakes everyone's hands in turn and oversees the crew, getting the rest of the slaves on board and down below decks. And she gives like a very approving nod to the situation and says, "You five do pretty good work."
This is our first truly big caper.
Yeah, this is our first revolution.
Certainly. But we've done all right, I think, yes.
Big things in your future, I suppose. Anyway, we've got the below decks all outfitted. Jerry gave us the heads up that there would be more passengers than previously expected. So we've taken the whole midship and filled it with as reasonable accommodations as we could.
Thank you.
We will be in Westward Port within 2 days. And when we get there, we can go our separate ways. But if you need anything or are looking for any work, I would love to have you at my palace.
You are a real Duchess.
Yes, I don't just go around saying I'm the Duchess.
It seems like a good name for a ship captain. But no, I believe you.
Yes, Duchess of Westward.
Oh. I'll bow my head respectfully to her.
I'll stop that.
I know of the Duchess of Westward.
Yeah, I'm about to start asking about Westward. What do we know about it? Should I make a history check? Or what's common knowledge?
Common knowledge is Westward is the Manhattan of the Free Cities. It's the hoppinest place. It is the largest city. It has the most. It's the most.
If you remember from the camp, he's not going to mention it directly, but if you remember from camp and the song that Glimmer sang at the camp,
You're from there, right?
I am from Westward, yes.
Yeah.
It's also the place. Why am I forgetting his name? The Scourge of Westward. That's what he was called. The guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Gareth Heartkeeper.
Gareth
Heartkeeper.
We're
always 90% of the way there, but not quite. I wrote down Tanga.
Harry Hartman.
Beeper.
Kevin Hart.
Cool. Kevin Hart. The Scourge of Kevin Hart. We're playing Dragons right now.
With your kindest, Duchess, I hope that perhaps we'll be able to speak with you on our 2 days journey and perhaps post. But I think many of our people are very, very tired and will welcome a rest if you'll grant it to us.
Yes, I would like to rest right now, if possible.
Yeah, she offers a little coy salute, and
Sir Gwydion will bow.
Yes, please. We'll send some food down to midship for you and the people you've liberated, and there'll be plenty of time for more such discussions on the way to Westward.
Many thanks.
You've done a great thing here today. It is not often that these forces get opposed.
Well, we still have more enemies to make, and, well, the gods don't hate us yet, so...
At least we can hide in a rather large city.
That's assuming they're still there.
This is epic.
This is epic.
You get led down to the midship. It is not cramped. There are a lot of people milling around trying to find comfortable spaces. There's some fights that break out, but nothing too serious as people try to figure out where they're going to be sleeping for the night. There are blankets that get distributed, but mostly it's you maybe get a pillow and a blanket and a place to sleep on the floor.
There's no way to get to a private place.
I didn't say that. These are the sleeping arrangements that are arranged for you.
Okay. Because if I had a private room, I would do something, but if we don't, then I'm not going to do it.
This is what it looks like. You can try to look for a private space.
I'm good. I'll just collapse on the floor and fall asleep immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd love to find a hammock, but if not amenable, I will also sleep on the floor in my wet clothes.
Yep.
I think I might sleep on the top deck tonight.
I will stand guard on the top deck.
I'm staying with
Ooh. Sleep? What's sleep? Mortals.
Austin, that sounds like something you'd say in real life.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Are we long resting?
You are long resting. Gwydion, what were you going to say?
Oh no, I'm just taking care of Spitfire.
Oh yeah, when you get the horse up to the top deck, Duchess Wilma will compliment you on your very beautiful horse, and
He's quite lovely. I have only known him for a few days, but I know that he's a steadfast companion, willing to go through anything with me. As you can see, that he's now on a ship.
I can see that it is quite a feat of animal handling to keep one so calm on the boat. We'll get the crane, and they like move a cargo crane into place and pick up Spitfire with both.
And they drop him into the turtle.
Yeah,
Thank
they
you
open
so
up
much.
they open up the cargo deck, and he gets placed in the very bottom. Have you seen how they ship horses in like the Middle Ages?
Yeah.
They've got like little like
Stop like
tank top hammocks, and they kind of like dangle like this.
And Spitfire is very uncomfortable with this. He doesn't quite like it, but he's managed to stay just calm enough, it seems.
Yeah. You can go down there a few times and like feed him a carrot or something to.
So many apples and oats.
Yeah.
Maybe some jerky wine.
And any other points on the agenda before you get your long rest? Long-awaited 5-session long rest.
For like a half second, I would want to go up to Glimmer before he passes out and tap him on the shoulder and then whisper in his ear.
I am like face down on the ground.
Yeah. When you have the time, I would like to speak to you privately. Not now. They can wait.
Cool.
Yep.
Anything else for tonight?
No.
I don't think so.
Sleep finds you eventually. It is you are completely exhausted from your very, very long day, which started off with a shopping. You shopped just today, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I bought this horse today.
Yeah. And all the craziness of the Shadowport rescue.
That was the
slaves.
day before.
Whatever. It was a really long day.
Yeah.
It started in the pub. There were ups and downs, and you've managed to get through it back to safety with a lot of free slaves in tow. Eidolon, as you are trancing or going into like low shut-off mode, you can see it's kind of like fast forward for you, where like people who are like the top men go about like rigging up their things or doing their night shift. People on their patrol walk around the top deck. It all seems to go by in super fast motion to you, except for a glimmering shape that appears towards the back of the deck and moves at like a normal walking pace down the length of the boat towards you. He's a dwarf with really heavy black tattoos all up his arms and a like dark hood pulled down over his head. And he kind of just runs his finger along the boat and approaches you as if he's appraising you.
Does he ever speak words to me, or he just stays silent the entire time?
Well, do you want to say anything to him as he approaches?
Yes. I would definitely like to say, at least let him know that I hope I am following his last commands well.
You are doing marvelous, Eidolon. You are doing many great things, and I'm extremely proud of the work that I put in to achieve such great victories.
Very well. While you are still here with me, do you have any more commands that you wish to give?
I might, in time. At a point when you've attained more of these pretty little sapphires, I will call you back to the ruins of our old home, and we'll see what we can make together.
Very well, my creator. I shall wait until then.
Do great things, Eidolon. He steps and turns, and when he takes the next step, he vanishes into starlight. And everyone wakes up the next morning.
I love to wake up wet on the floor of a boat.
Wet, sore, maybe nauseous, definitely underfed, headache, dehydrated. That's kind of your situation right now.
Oh yeah, baby. I need
Breakfast
some
time.
water with like a 1 milligram of lime in it so I don't get scurvy. A sailor's favorite treat.
Yeah.
You're only on the sea for 2 days.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me. Anytime there's like a sailor in a movie that drinks that, and it's like, I don't know. It's just funny to me.
You're woken up to the sound of like people shuffling around in the bottom of the decks. Some of the crew from the Wave Smiter have like a big pot of oatmeal, and they're like ladling out porridge and handing them out in like small bowls to everyone on the deck.
Sick.
Luxurious.
Yeah, you're getting the all-star treatment here.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick some of the last of my wine jerky into the porridge to soften and eat my delicious breakfast.
It's a wine oatmeal jerky.
That jerky has been put through its paces.
This is
Long lasting.
it sounds like a dish you'd make on Chopped.
Yeah.
This is the emergency rations we're all eating now in quarantine. Those of us who do not have the energy to cook. Wine jerky.
Fantasy RPG version of Chopped would be very funny. Very good. I'm gonna pitch that idea.
I would probably say that the horse is probably trying to whisper today on Dungeons and Dragons and Diners and Drive-ins and Dives. Horse Fieri.
You're right. Spitfire does have the aesthetic for that.
Horse Fieri.
I will spend the start of the day like, is it sunny out?
Yeah, it's sunny. It's a hot summer day, so it's like around 85, 90.
Oh, I'll
Wonderful.
spend the first part of the day like out enjoying the sun and the peace of the waves and just chilling. I don't know if I've been on a boat before, but I'm just chilling for the first part of the day.
Yeah, it's hard to move around at first, for sure. If you've never been on a boat, but your view is really nice. To the west, you see just open water, gentle waves. You can see some large fish kind of swimming underneath the ocean. To your right, you've got a view of a like massive ruined castle that's on top of like a pinnacle, like a cliff side. And then stretching out from that is like the ruins of an abandoned part of the old city, just kind of sticking out in places.
I'd like to actually climb like up into the ringing into even the crow's nest if I can, like as high as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Chill.
Yep. You get up there and you meet a halfling topman. He goes, "Hey bud, what are you doing?"
Oh, just like to be up high, just observing, just like the view.
Oh,
Would you like
okay.
me to go somewhere else?
No, you can stay up here. This is like my spot. I like to do the same thing. I like to lean over the crow's nest and like see how far down it is and like picture myself dropping.
Oh, I'm not going to do that, but you are free to.
Well, suit yourself.
Cool. We mentioned yesterday at some point you wanted to have a family meeting, so I'm expecting that, but seeing as though everyone's chilling, I'm like, okay, fine, just chill. And I want to start looking at the spell scrolls that we got and see if anyone, if there's any that I should copy into my book that we want to use more than once. I would look for Glimmer specifically because he's the other caster. I would not find him because I wouldn't think to look up. And then I would probably make the call to at least copy Hold Person into my book because I feel like that is something that we would probably be more useful to have more than once.
Okay. And you want to like talk to Glimmer about that?
I would like to, but I don't. If he can see me wandering around the deck looking confused and make the choice whether or not he wants to come down.
I'll mind link you, and I'll say, "Oh, I'm up here."
You got up there? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I don't think after yesterday, I don't think I'm gonna go up there. But I want to talk a bit about the spell scrolls because I don't. You're not quite a wizard, so I don't think you can copy them down. I don't know exactly your source of magic, but we haven't talked about that. But I was just thinking perhaps it would be better if I had a copy so that way we could use them more than once.
Yes, if you can copy all of them could come in handy
Well,
at some point.
teleportation is a little bit out of my skill set so far.
That's fine.
Okay.
Wait, just actually, Rule's question. You can't use a scroll of a spell that you don't... Like, if you can't cast 5th level spells, you can't use a 5th level scroll. Okay, so...
No, you can... I will make we're about to go on break. I'll look it up and give you the definitive ruling. But the way I understand it to work is you can cast a spell that you are not able to cast, like per your spell slot things, but you have to like pass an ability check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can only copy down if you can cast spells of that level.
Yeah, and you can only use the spell scrolls of the classes that are on your class list.
Yes.
So like Woodian can't use the spell.
Yeah.
So
I think you have to have a spell book to do it.
Yeah.
No, for you can copy them down into your spell book.
For them, they can just read it and learn it.
No, you can't. Only wizards can learn new spells through spell
Okay,
scrolls. Yeah. I'll say, well, the teleportation circle scroll is not going to be used for a while until we actually get the coordinates of one. But all the other ones, I mean, hold person, what is it? Hold person, fly.
You do know one teleportation circle. It's in the library in Tarek.
Okay. And hold person, fly, phantasmal force. Phantasmal force is, I don't know. That one might be useful enough to just have someone else have it around in case you need it for a lark, because it's not really that useful. But could see hold person and fly coming in well. But anyway, I'll lead you back to your R&R. Just go ahead and vibe up there.
Meeting later today. Yeah. Yes. Still, we
and I want to say, enjoy your company. Very, very toothily.
Okay.
Hey, who's that?
Oh, yeah. He didn't hear me talking to her. I was just looking down at her for a while. Oh, that's Ashrin, a companion.
No, we were Skyping.
Are you you ever look down at the little people and just try to take your thumb and pretend like you're a big guy and they're an ant and you just
No, I don't. I haven't done that.
Oh, well. Suit yourself.
Yeah. Cool.
And that's where we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back at 7:45 for the thrilling conclusion. Family meetings. What the heck is that triangle doing in the golden circle within Roll20? Who knows? Find out only on tavernofTales.com/official/Tales from the Shattered Lands. We'll see you at 7:45. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tales from the Shattered Lands. Last we left off, the group had finally escaped the Shadowport by stealing or commandeering some keelboats, which they loaded their liberated peoples onto and made their way out of the cave towards a giant boat captained by Duchess Wilma Havershard, called the Wave Smiter. They are now currently en route to westward as they plan on what to do next. What's their goals? What's their agendas? What do they have to come to terms with after what they've just done? And what's that crazy throat energy about? We join them back on the deck of the Wave Smiter on the third Arrows Day of Pike Tide, year 996 of the Great Silence.
I am up here alone with my halfling guy in the crow's nest. This is probably the most privacy I'll get on this boat, so I will take the shard that I removed from the Grey Prince out of my bag and inspect it closer.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Damn.
Read out the thing. I'm not always on the right
11.
11. So just to re-describe it, it's a black faceted like gem. It's about an inch long, and it's got like a little bit of worn brass on like one side of it. It looks like the gem was like cut to like fit into that, and the facets aren't like carved. It looks like it was shattered. The exterior is covered in extremely minute writing of symbols. It's in a grid-like pattern. When you look closely at the symbols, they're in High Garcidian. You can't read High Garcidian. It's a dead language, but it's extremely fine, even on this like 1-inch piece of stuff. It is probably about like a paragraph's worth of text. It's written that small.
Okay. Does it seem magical to me?
It does definitely carry that thing, and your little voice in the back of your head did identify the Grey Prince as being like you.
Mm-hmm.
So you do feel like a brand of affinity for it, and there's like a little tickle in the back of your neck that is kind of like giving like a feedback loop through this thing.
Does it remind me of anything? Does it like, I don't know how much I've studied Garcidian history or whatever, but it looks like a piece of something larger that got broken off. But yeah, does it ring any bells for me in any historical way, and anything I've learned about the Empire before, anything like that?
Go ahead and roll a religion check.
Religion, okay. $13.
Just judging from its aesthetics, this is some sort of craft from the god of law and construction in society, Gorgast. Also the man who like created the Dwarven race.
Okay. I'll just like spend a while staring at it.
Hey bud, you okay?
Oh, yeah. Just found something weird back there. Just trying to figure it out, but it's you don't read High Garcidian, do you?
No.
Yeah, didn't think so.
That's what I got's on there. That's High Garcidian.
I think so, yeah.
Wow, that's really old, huh?
I probably.
You imagine like, being that old, like being like a little husk.
What?
Being so old that like you were as old as that thing, and then your arms don't work, and like you're all shrivelly and gray.
Oh,
like your hair's falling out.
I can imagine it. I guess I'm thinking
isn't that
about
cool?
it.
Like that you can.
I don't think I would like that.
Yeah, no, me either.
Okay. What's your name, by the way?
Everyone calls me Morbid Bobby.
Oh. Gotcha. I'm Glimmer.
Glimmer, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, you can come up here whenever you like. I like having people to talk to. It can get lonely up here. You get stuck in your own thoughts a little bit. You can have some.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. You want some jerky?
I've had so much jerky over the last few weeks, but sure.
Okay, yeah, here you go. Yeah. Sometimes when I eat the jerky, I like to think about it, like the fleshiness of it, like this used to be like an arm or something,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you think
It's like-
jerky would taste if you took it from an old husk?
Would it like already be jerky? I don't know. That'd be really
No, jerky you have to dry it and salt it.
Yeah, well, I think human body's got like a lot of salt in there, so like maybe when you get old, it just like build up. I don't know. I'd love to run.
I'm not talking about human jerky, but I guess that is the next thing.
Yeah.
You would try human jerky.
I'd be curious like what it tastes like, but I want to make sure it like gets sourced ethically. Like you want to volunteer like a little bit.
No.
Okay, well, it's gross. But just
Yes.
like
How do you source it ethically?
I don't know.
Somebody who's already dead, I guess. But then
Yeah, but like even like grave robbing feels like a little.
yes. I'm going to head out along the mast a little bit, just to be with my own thoughts, if that's okay with you.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Don't fall in.
I have ways to save myself if I fall.
Yeah, if you fall, the waves can just like carry you. There's like things called
I'm like heading my way out onto the sail.
He like talks until you are like out of earshot about how currents can like just suck you under and then you're never seen again.
I love Dolorous Ed from the Song of Ice and Fire series. Anybody heads in the chat? Any real heads?
There's some heads in the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. You head to the mast to be with your own thoughts. Morbid Bobby watches you from the crow's nest. Like, what's everyone else doing?
I probably at the start of the day would have attempted to approach the captain, the Duchess.
Yeah, you can. She is in like the captain's quarters underneath the poop deck. There are like two men in like heavy plate mail armor with like glittering gold capes that flank the doorway. And as you approach, they say, "Hello, can we help you?"
Yes, I just wish to address the captain as I aboard this vessel. I do have some prepared information that I do need to tell her.
They look towards each other and nod and let you in, and you find the Duchess in the same. Doesn't look like she's changed her clothes at all, with the brass gauntlets and boots and the blue uniform, is currently poring over like a map of the area. You can see like little flags around. Some of them have the blue flag with the golden wheel on it that represents the free cities. Some of them have like a black flag with a red palm on it, and they're kind of like scattered all over the map. She's got like these half moon spectacles on. She'll take them off and fold them up and put them in her pocket and say, "Good morning, Eidolon, was it?"
Yes, good morning, Captain. How are you this morning?
Doing fine. Still rolling. We'll be in port in another day.
Very well. I must inform you that my commanding nature, given to my creator, is that I fall under, when I travel alone at least, I fall under the direct orders of the captain of any vessel that I travel aboard. So if there's anything of assistance that I could provide, I may not be the strongest of your crew members. However, I am very dexterous, and I am also pretty apt in office work as well, whether you need transcribing things or need some recitation, notation, anything sort of that nature.
Okay, let me think. Thank you for offering to help. It's always nice to see someone try to make their way on the ship when they're on it. For now, I think I'll put you on the night shift with the Topman crew. You can go talk to Morbid Bobby. He's in the crow's nest as we speak. I'm sure he can show you the ropes, literally. And if anything else comes up along the lines of recitation or office work, I'll know who to go to.
All right. Thank you very much. I am at your command. Duchess, Captain, do you have a preferred title?
Duchess comes before Captain.
Ah, very well, my Duchess.
She gives you a curt nod.
And with that, I will go up and speak to the morbid guy and ask if I can help him later tonight.
Oh, sure, yeah. Nighttime, the witching hour. Great. Yep. So he tells you all about knots and shows you around them. He ties a noose and makes a joke like, but yeah, that's your lesson.
Yeah, I'm pretty experienced with that knot for sure. Yes.
Oh, cool. Well, I'd love to hear your stories.
Sure. I tell him some of the more gruesome stories of when I had to take down criminals. Sure.
He's got this look on his face the entire time. It's like he like seems equally disturbed and like enticed and intrigued.
Ah, okay. So I can disturb this guy. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a disturbing fellow, but he may be disturbed. What's everyone else doing?
Sir Gwydion would like to have a conversation with Snow, if that is quite all right. A very awkward conversation with Snow. He will approach, he will look for Snow, who I imagine is probably helping. I don't know, what is Snow doing on this boat?
He's definitely like looking at the sailors, like working and like working up the courage to like asking to help. Hello.
Oh, hey. I wanted to have a word with you real quick, but you seem pretty fascinated by the sailors.
Yeah, I like the, it looks like work that I'd like.
You think? Is it learning the knots, perhaps, or maybe traversing the dark oceans to new worlds? What appeals to you?
Oh, I don't know. It's just I'm good at lifting things and the way the boat moves. So I haven't been thinking about it too much.
I had been meaning to have a conversation with you, but if you would like, I was going to go find Sigurd with a little bit, if you'd like to come with me.
Yeah, I suppose it's time for us to meet.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you have your contract still, or did you burn it? That disgusting little paper.
I believe you have it.
Oh.
Don't you?
I'm gonna rifle through my pockets, and probably come out with a really crumpled.
Yeah, it's crumpled. It's got like a bit of like chewed gum stuck to it.
Yeah, there's some jerky on it,
Yeah.
for sure. Some oats too. And I'm going to grasp Snow's claw and place it in there. This does not belong to me. This has always been yours. I would probably throw it out immediately, but you do with it whatever you want.
Thank you.
Retract my hands. I want you to know I wasn't lying when I said I was going to take you on as a page, but I understand things were really hectic. We really have only met each other for less than 24 hours, maybe just over. So if you don't trust me, I understand. But you appear to be part of Sigurd's relations, and regardless of whether you are or not, you deserve to have a better life than what they had given you. So if you want to stay on this boat, I can talk to the Duchess on your behalf, or if you would like to continue being my page and squire, you'll still have my protection and the Tortellini name, of course, which I do need to explain that to you, don't I?
Yes.
This is all very, very,
yes,
very
it's
confusing.
a lot. Can I think about it for a little?
Well, think about it as long as you need. If you want to take longer, and stay with us, that's fine. But I will say, if you would like to stay with this boat and sail with the Duchess, get back to me on this, because that seems to be like a limited offer for you. I think Sigurd was down this way, yes?
Yeah, I think I saw him. You head up. Where is Sigurd? Probably above deck.
I would be at the very bow, like by the figurehead of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
leaning on this side and staring out of the ocean.
Trying to be a cool, broody dragonborn. Got it. Sir Gwydion's going to yell out, "The Dragon Slayer himself!"
Ah.
And pat Snow. We have been meaning to have a conversation with you.
Yes, I think it's about due time.
I was just talking with Snow about their options, about what they wanted to do with the rest of their life. And I know that's a difficult decision to make, because I certainly am still trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. How am I supposed to decide that for someone else? So,
I'm also just trying to figure out who I am, really.
That is a life journey, right? I feel like, Sigurd, you're the best person to talk to about this, having been in a very similar situation.
Yes, I agree. Strange being free, isn't it?
Yes, I don't even know where to begin.
Yes.
I keep on looking over my shoulder, thinking that someone's going to tell me to do something.
Yes, I understand. I was thankfully in a better position than most. But here, actually, I have something for you. And I'll the rapier that I had taken. I'm gonna take it out from the belt that I have on, and I'm gonna like twist it over, and I'm gonna hand it to him. I took it from one of the. Well, I got it back at the Shadowport, and I think that would be useful for you.
You see trouble in my future.
Not necessarily trouble.
He will put the sword belt around his waist.
Although it is good to protect yourself, and you have a good mentor there in Sir Gwydion. And I'll like put a hand on Gwydion's shoulder. Finer knight I have never known. Have you any idea what it is that you'd like to do in your future?
I was just telling Sir Gwydion that I enjoy the water. I like being in the sun like this, being on the boat.
Well, I'm sure the Duchess could use a few more hands.
I really like the Duchess. I have never been on the water before. I have no idea what it means to be a pirate or sailor or whatever the Duchess is, but she seems very reliable. And I am a great judge of character.
She seems like a good leader, which is something that I think I need right now. A good direct path forward.
I agree.
What are you going to do?
Well, for now, I'm going to stay with them. We have plenty of secrets to uncover still. And besides, I have to learn the ways of being a knight from Sir Gwydion here, and I'll kind of take my finger and rap on Gwydion's chest real quick, just like a...
Damn straight you do. I'm the only person to be guiding you in this manner and learning the ways of knighthood. Me.
Maybe we can have a lesson later.
I would like that.
Well, rule number 1 is always to do what your heart says. And if your heart says you want to work on this ship, I think you should. You know what, Snow? I'm going to give you a quest. If you are going to be a knight, I'm going to give you a quest. And this quest is to talk to the sailors on this ship, at least 3 of them, and then to talk to the Duchess, if you can. That's the ultimate goal right there. And ask about what it's like to live here. And then you have to come back to me tonight and let me know all about it, and I'll let you know if you've succeeded or not. How about that?
Yes, it seems like a good first step. He looks like he's like half listening and like keeps on looking at Sigurd.
I think I can hear my horse whinnying really loud in the cargo hold, so I'm going to be right back. You guys can, yeah. And I'll just walk.
Going, nay, flavors down, baby.
He's
Spirited.
yes, that's the word that I would use.
It's good. I feel a lack of spirit.
It is easy to feel that way sometimes. The resemblance is remarkable.
I was about to ask you if you thought how we were related.
Well, how old are you?
16?
Well, I highly doubt you're my son. Although it's entirely possible that you could be a brother of mine. I was separated from my mother pretty early on, so...
Do you remember her name?
Kyra.
Yeah. Kyra?
Yes. Do you remember your mother?
Kyra?
Ah. I see.
I guess that
does it then.
things, yes.
And I want to like take a hand and like put it like on his shoulder, kind of firmly.
Family can be hard to come by, whether through bond or blood. No matter what, you will always have an ally in me. And I hope for the opportunity to get to know you better. And if I can do anything to help you on your path, please never hesitate to ask me.
Thank you. He pats you on the shoulder as well. I think you should know that Mom was killed before I came to here.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is one thing that I want to do with the freedom that you've helped me gain, that Sir Gwydion has helped me gain, so I would like to rip the heads off the people that did this to us.
Believe me, I have every intention of doing that. By chance, you don't, this might be a weird question. Do you have a golden scar over your heart?
He does this, he like pulls down his tunic and you can see, you want to describe what it looks like for the audience?
Yeah. It's like an X, kind of inlaid over, right over the heart, and the scar tissue itself is completely golden, with like a slightly larger mark directly in the center over the X.
Yes.
You too.
Yes, me too. I've been searching wherever I could. My master, Raylan, never gave me any information about it, but
And I should still have it. I want to pull out the piece of paper, the contract for me. I don't want to read. There was a name of
Yes.
an organization, right?
There was the name of a person on it.
Yes.
Sold to the Gilded Cage by a person known as Dario Janrose. Daario.
Janroz. Yes. Okay,
Yes.
good. I did take a note of it.
This is the closest thing I've had to a lead, and I do intend to pursue it at the pace that we are going. if you decide to stay here, I will be sure to inform you if I find anything more. And if you decide to come with us, I assure you we will find him.
I have no doubt that we will. I don't know what to do with my time in the interim, how to hunt for him. What is next for your crew?
Well, when we do get to Westward, we're gonna have to figure out what our plan is. We haven't had a talk yet. We should be doing it later today. You're welcome to be there for it, naturally. We have to track down some leads about a contract that we took before. I'll fill you in on all of the information. I believe you have a right to know. I plan on staying with them through thick and thin from the indefinite future. And I didn't tell you this, but I do believe that Glimmer may have some business in the city as well. So I don't think that we'll be leaving immediately.
Time to decide then. Time to think about it.
Do what your heart tells you to do.
Thank you.
Of course. Would you like to go see if we can find anyone else?
Yes, I think talking to them will help me understand what I want to do.
Yes. Good. Excellent. Yes, let's go.
Okay. Yes. He follows behind you as you gather. Glimmer, you're on the mast still, next to Eidolon. Eidolon is learning ropes, but he can ditch the lesson. What's Ashrin up to?
Where's Jerry?
Jerry is from your just kind of like passive observations. He is he has a cabin on the top deck. Go to that.
Jerry.
If you go to that cabin, he's got like a little office. He's working as like a purser, like a person who handles the ship's money.
Can I knock on his door?
Yes.
Be like, Mr. Figbottom, are you? There you are, Jerry. May we speak?
Sure. Would you like to use my office for a conversation?
Yes. You don't have to get up.
Okay.
No. Just briefly.
Okay. Close the door.
Yes, I will close the door. So you're well aware of what we've just accomplished, as you know, and we did mention briefly about how hopefully, the many-faceted ring will not come after us directly immediately because we're not holding anything of value. But I do fear that with the collaboration with the Red Palm, that they will come, no matter what we do to stop them. Fair enough assumption, I think.
Probably right.
Yes.
It'll happen eventually.
So I would like to slow them down as much as possible. And in order to do that, I would like to ideally eliminate any sorts of sources of information on us that they could use to track us. Now, you mentioned something before about being able to erase our records of the singing crows.
Yes, that is a service that I can provide.
Excellent. So that would be something that we would be interested in. So I'm wondering, what about would it cost to have something like that done?
For the help that you've rendered for me and in good faith of this continued alliance, on the house, be able to do it by day's end.
From here?
I have many methods.
I suppose you do. Well, that's a relief to hear. Thank you very much, Mr. Jerry. Have you read those records, perhaps? I remember you said you did a bit of research.
Yes, on all of you, and for respect of your friends and respect of you, I will not share them, anyone else's file with someone unless they give their consent. I did notice some strangeness in yours.
Yeah. Interesting.
And I can make that go away as well.
I would be very grateful for that and our continued working relationship. So, yes, thank you. And I promise I'm not going to pry in anyone else's, and I assume that they would respect as much toward mine.
You'd hope so, yes. Do you want the gap filled?
Yes. That's the big thing. Thank you. Yes.
I can handle some of the filling of the gap. What would you like? Well, sit down and let's talk about building your identity.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Shuffles.
Well, but don't. I mean, there's. How safe is this room?
Safe enough.
Okay.
The Duchess is to be trusted implicitly, and the walls are not thin enough for the first mate to hear.
Right, and just. So, I mean, because of the circumstances with the crows, I was not able to change my name or anything sort of like that. So I would just kind of like everything to be caught up. That's just simple, would be yes.
And how would you like to explain your relative youth?
I thought you could handle that. You mentioned filling in some of the dates, and then did the,
Okay.
Yep.
Can hope for the best, I guess. And what have you been doing for 30 years? 30 years? He flips through the files.
Yes.
It's like 50.
33. It's traveling, self-teaching myself magics. These are all things that did happen. That's yes.
We'll take the truth and then pad out everything else.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Okay. You're quite a snake, aren't you?
Well, that's a bit insulting, but
I just out of the 5 of you, I did not expect to see you leading the group of the liberated.
No, I do have to say that is by far the stupidest thing I've ever done, but it was also by far the noblest. So I can't say that I regret it. It's done at this point. I just wish that some of my companions would understand just exactly what the consequences are going to be. They didn't quite listen to me at the moment when I tried to explain them.
That's the rub. That's what you get for doing good in this world.
Yes,
just keep your head low and don't trust anyone.
I do have to say,
don't trust anyone else.
It's for the first time, it's not actually quite so bad to stick your neck out to help other people when you actually have the strength to back it up. So,
yes.
Don't expect to make it a habit of me, but
I do actually, because we still have my little plan to discuss.
Oh, well, that's a mutual interest, so don't worry about that. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Figbottom. You've done a lot for us here today, and I hope that we can have our continuation of working together with trust and respect. And, yeah. Cool.
Yes. You'll know where to find me. I'll always let you know how to get in contact with me when we leave our immediate circles.
Great. And I will let everyone else know that we don't have to worry about any sort of snooping, many-faceted ring members in our archives. And
yes, at least not in the archives.
Yeah, but we do what we can. And at that point, I will just stand up and I will nod at him, and I want to give him good eye contact and be like, "Hey, I'm a snake, but we're working together and we're trusting."
You get the sense that this guy shares a lot of your sensibilities.
Yeah.
He's a very like results oriented person. He's probably like a little bit more good-hearted than you.
Probably.
Just in the sense of like he likes to like risk his neck for like a cause, but he will do anything to solve the cause.
I wish he was in my adventuring party. I leave.
I have a strict policy of no DMPCs besides rude imps.
No, I love it when me and my friends fight in D&D. Cool. Because of a character that I made and the choices that I.
Catch should be back soon, right?
I believe you can summon him whenever you want.
Okay, not yet. I don't want to introduce Catch into this situation either now.
I'm going crazy on the boat. Let me shit on some seagulls.
Are you sure this is the perfect situation to throw an imp into?
I almost thought that Bobby was him in disguise for a second.
We've got things that we have to like.
The chaos Catch could create.
Yeah, but I'm done.
Okay. You find as Sigurd and Snow and Glimmer and Gwydion and Eidolon are kind of congregating on the top deck. You see Ashrin leave Jerry Figbottom's office.
I will like lean over the mast and mind link to White Scales and say,
He's having sun time.
Yeah, brother time.
Sorry.
You wanted to talk. This might be the most private place up here. If you can make your way. Oh, you have the heights thing. Okay.
Crow's Nest won't be great. It's tiny.
You know that I just copied down a scroll of flying and can make people fly.
Oh, you can do. Oh, yeah, you can just do it now. Well,
just do it now.
Just gonna hang out and have a heart-to-heart while we're flying.
Well, White Scales can fly. I'm sorry, Sigurd can fly. The rest of us can cling to the side. So I can only cast it twice.
It is concentration.
Can I identify like a place on the deck where we could reasonably be like not heard?
Yeah, you can go to the bow.
Okay. Will the bow work?
Yes.
Okay.
We're having a family meeting.
I'll climb down. That was all telepathy.
Yeah, in a few moments. I need just one moment. Snow, I'll be right back.
Okay.
One moment.
Eidolon is in the middle of his story. It's like, okay, so the three criminals had nooses all around their necks, and it was my job to keep them off the highest building. And I noticed Glimmer says, "Oh, are you going somewhere?"
I'm like climbing down from the mast.
And at that point, the fluid from the spinal column was blasting everywhere.
Yeah, so the snap of three necks isn't quite nice, but
No.
Excuse me, I
Continue. You're telling your story. I think he likes it. I think he will like it.
I really do. What do you think was going through their heads? I mean, besides their spines.
Oh, I don't know about mortality for all of that. You know, it was a third-story building. They were robbers that had terrorized this town for quite a bit, and they were get their comeuppance. I suggested that they remain in rotten prison, but
I will hope that he remains distracted and head to the bow with White Scales.
Mm-hmm.
And so I continue about how I execute these three criminals.
I will not ask him to hug me from behind while I say I'm king of the world. I am not doing that.
Well, the offer
Fine,
is...
me and Sir Gwydion will do it then.
I will.
I would too, honestly.
I just want to point out that the opportunity is there, and I'm not taking
resist.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I just need the mental image.
I'll just pick you up from behind.
I feel like Sir Gwydion would definitely have done that with Spitfire at some point.
With the horse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm at the bow with White Scales. I'll say, yeah, I see you want to talk.
Yes. A lot has happened over the last 2 days.
Okay. Yes.
Back before all of this, you and I had a conversation, and you asked me to place my faith in you. And everyone else, of course. And I would like to ask, especially now, the same of you. What happened back in that tower?
I'm not placing my faith in all of you, just you. I think if any of the rest of them knew, their reaction would be poor. Sir Gwydion would not understand. Ashrin would try to find a way to make it leverage against me, and Eidolon might want to just cut my head off. I don't know. I'll take the thing out of my bag and hold it so nobody else can see it. Just hold it in front of you. I have one of these. Same place where I found it on him. I'll put it back very quickly in my bag. I've always had it, I think. But it speaks to me.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a person or anything. I could just call it the splinter.
All right.
It tries to guide me. In fact, it's telling me not to tell you this right now. It's railing against me currently. If you wonder why I'm so careful, that's part of it. It tells me to only trust myself.
Yes.
So I tried to do that. As far as I can tell, it's the source of what I can do. It gives me power over people's minds. I'm sure you've noticed that I have that.
Yes.
And the mental link, the other voice that's there, that is it. That is its voice.
That makes sense. Does it guide you in any particular direction?
Away from other people, mostly. So it's a little minor miracle that I'm still here, honestly.
Yes. Yes, I see that. Yes. And he had one of those as well.
Yes.
The reaction makes sense.
I cut it out. I would have preferred to ask him about it, but I cut it out because it's my best chance of even beginning to understand it. I don't know anything.
Yes. I would imagine. I can understand that. And does it ever take control of you? Are you in control of your own actions?
Not overtly. It doesn't take control of me overtly, but if you had a voice whispering in your head all the time and you couldn't get it out, you would have no choice but to listen to it sometimes. It would influence what you would do.
Yes. Yes.
You're such a good boy, Glimmer.
Fuck. It's hard to tell, honestly, where my thoughts end and its begin.
When you link with someone mentally, can it speak freely, or is it just you?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so. Well, Glimmer, on more than one occasion now, you have saved my life. And you saved my soul. Oh shit, he's coming back soon.
We choose when to bring him back.
Yes, that's true. I appreciate the faith that you've put in me. Your secret is yours to keep. I will not.
To be honest, after everything that happened, I was thinking about telling you anyways, just you.
Yes.
Because, you are strong, we are strong, and we helped you with your predicament. This is a lot more esoteric, but it would be a start.
Yeah.
But seeing how the rest of them treated the Grey Prince, I am not so sure anymore about telling the rest of them.
That is understandable. Well, no matter what, you have me as an ally. I will support you in your journey.
It has told me to slit your throat in your sleep during the time when you were considering making the deal with Catch.
Well, I appreciate that you didn't. Although I don't blame you. That was a poor choice on my part.
Not the thing that can be solved by what it wanted me to do.
Yeah.
See, Glimmer, you can't be trusted to have friends.
Ouch.
You are my friend. You are one of the closest friends I've ever had. And you've put your life on the line for me, and I will do the same for you in any situation.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I consider you a friend as well.
He's lying, Glimmer. He's lying.
I don't know if this is a problem that can be.
His skin comes first. He made you march into that port for his own agenda. And now he's asking you about your life and your situation. You see how he puts himself first.
You see me lose focus a little bit and start over. I don't know if it's a problem that can be solved by sword swinging, but I guess that'll probably be part of it. So.
Well, even if it can't, whatever I am capable of doing to help you, I will.
Thank you.
Of course.
I grew up in Westford,
Yes, I caught that last time. You talked about it in the song you sang.
Yes. My family is still there. I hope
You're
at
a
least.
danger
I
to
haven't
them,
spoken to them
too.
in a long time. And this is really hard. I'm being harassed over Zoom.
I love Glimmer so much. You can do this, Glimmer.
I'd like to see them again. I think.
Well, you have time to think it over, plan for it, prepare.
To dread it.
And naturally, I will be by your side when you do.
Until he's not.
I appreciate that. I might want to do it alone, but I appreciate the gesture.
Get him alone. Away in your old house. No witnesses.
I'll hug you, Sigurd.
I'll hug you back.
Kiss him on the cheek. No,
that's the thing that's been influencing me this whole time. This crystal in my head is telling me to be gay with white scales with Sigurd.
He doesn't say.
I really want that clip of Austin going from sitting back to standing up and going.
Family meeting, I think, right?
Yes, of course. Speaking of family, turns out Snow is my brother. Yes.
Is that good?
Yes, I think it is. He gave me some rather troubling news, but it's not that important at the moment.
What is he planning to do?
He's unsure. He seems lost, which I was too. I think it would be a good idea for him to spend time with us, spend time on the boat, figure out what he wants to do.
I think the freedom of the boat would be good for him, at least at first.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen much, I imagine, of the world, and this is a great opportunity to do that while not stretching himself too far in terms of his capabilities. You know, he has spent his life carrying things, lifting heavy loads, being strong. This is not too much of a shift in that respect, but in terms of his freedom, it's a huge change.
Yeah. If I didn't have you, all of you, I would consider staying as well. Unfortunately, the call to action is very strong. We should go back to the others. Yes. Yes. Let's go. Thank you.
Other Snow will meet you up at the bow as well. Anyone else who wants to join can be up there.
So I believe at this point, Sir Gwydion is dumping another pail of horse manure over the side of the ship.
Yeah, baby.
Join everybody with this.
Gwydion family meeting. Dump the shit and let's go.
I do see all of my wonderful fellow party members who I'm coming to love so much and see as my family.
So Eidolon is currently mid-story, says, so I got one hand axe in his chest, the other one is another one's head. The princess is screaming bloody murder.
Eidolon.
Boy, Eidolon!
Imagine like having to witness something like that, you know, like just like seeing all like the reality of it, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, so much
Eidolon!
blood. I'm
Family
sorry,
meeting.
Being called.
I believe I am being called. I'll tell you the story later tonight. We'll have plenty of time.
Suit of armor, Eidolon, come.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I will start to.
These sort of stories, they're always just so much like better, like in the pale midnight under the moons. Just it really gives like a a little uplift to the story, makes them.
And until then, I will see you then. And he kind of starts climbing back down the ladder.
He watches you go.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy little guy.
Creepy indeed. But it's the first time someone probably actually sat through all those stories and not like vomited. And Eidolon will walk toward the bar.
The bar.
The bar.
2 alcohol, please.
This is alcohol. A military vessel. How dare you?
To the bow. Yes, and join as friends.
You're all up there, congregated, with Snow and no one else, right? It's just the 6 of you.
Well, I've got Devin prepared in case anyone gets too close, but I think we should be fine.
All right, good. Always good to be prepared.
Right, are we checking in with one another? Are we trying to finalize? This is Miss Lady Ashrin. You and Glimmer were telling me about this. This is called planning for the future that we're doing now, right?
Yes, and we're going to do it calmly without bicker, and it's going to go by fast.
I would love that to be lovely.
To work with you,
so we can talk a little bit more about what we just did, but I think it might be more punctuous if we focus on what do we all want to do next?
The consequences of what we did will come, and we'll deal with them when they come. Yes, it's not useful to relitigate it.
On the bright side, we're heading into one of the largest cities in all the land. We will have some very good time to get some information and resources and figure out
is good, yes.
what we are going to do with this dagger, and he makes the dagger appear in his hand, and the book.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That is an evil that we can certainly perhaps take if we manage to find another way to handle Esquis.
Well, I do believe some more study on the book would be helpful, but as you see, I haven't figured out an awful lot. I don't know if there's like a code breaker, anyone knows that we could find?
I don't mind attempting to figure out if we could find someone. If possibility, I might be able to discern a code breaker.
We might find one in West End.
Westward.
Yeah.
You had a free baby.
Upper West Side.
The Upper West Side.
Lady Atron, before meeting you all, I've only ever spent a lot of time in Freymarch, so I can understand. Excuse me. So I can understand being quite confused and wanting to have a plan for this. I'd like to tell you all now that I want to support you all. I think, well, I didn't really quite have much of a life prior to the Singing Crows, and I had a plan to grow within the Crows, if nothing else. But meeting you all amazing people, I've somehow managed to find a way to escape that and free a bunch of slaves. We could be so much. We can save people. We could change the course of this plague and this war if we put our minds to it. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. I'm a very passionate person.
I appreciate your passion, Sir Gwydion, and thank you for your...
It is welcome. It's welcome.
I think that's what I'm trying to say is I am all passion and no guidance. But you are very, very smart people. And if you can help guide me, and I think...
We all have one brain cell, and Sir Gwydion has one half.
Listen, I'm dumb, but I can swing a sword. Help me out, please.
I just want to do good, and I think you have all of that in your heart as well, but you're not able to do it on your own. So you have my support. You have my full support that Lady Ashrin, I know you don't trust me enough, and I know I understand I'm not the smartest individual, so that's a very valid untrust. I hope you can help guide me.
I trust your instincts, Sir Gwydion. I just wish that you would sometimes listen to some other members of this group a little bit more. And you've done that, you know. You tried to talk to some people in the caves and do some charming, and we worked with that. So that's growth. You should be proud.
I'm always proud. Thank you.
This is a good time, actually.
Yes.
Before we even talk about what we're going to do next, to set some rules for ourselves. Number 1, no plague anymore. Unless, like I said, we can be absolutely sure it will only affect one person. I have been thinking about those 2 guards since, it was only yesterday, since I woke up this morning. So if we could set the rule of no plague, then that would maybe even be better. No plague.
I think we should no plague and destroy or eliminate plague where we can.
Sure.
Maybe.
Yes.
Rule 2.
And who's the one with the radiant damage?
Good.
We require radiant damage.
Agreed. No plague. Rule 2.
Yeah.
So we should look for radiant damage. Perhaps if we continue, no matter what we're doing in our quest, which way we go, we need to acquire radiant means to take care of.
Eidolon can do that.
Eidolon has that.
Twice per hour if we're lucky.
But only twice per hour. We need to find more. Eidolon, you're indispensable. You're fucking amazing and terrifying.
Eidolon, you're a pimp.
A pimp and a player.
I just need the fancy hat.
Rule 2, maybe less of a rule, more of a suggestion. Diplomacy is important.
Yes.
I think that even diplomacy is important even when we're contending with people who may not have our best interests at heart. If we can come to some sort of agreement that gets us out of the situation that we're in, and then we can deal with what comes afterwards, that is better than sinking an axe into their head. I think, personally, I think that.
Wow.
Go ahead first.
Eidolon, I think you particularly could learn from this. Not everything needs a blade in the head. Sometimes it is useful to have allies, even if you don't want to fully trust them. I don't fully trust any of you, but you are my allies. So.
My dear Glimmer, I must say that what you keep in optimism, you lack in experience, because I understand that diplomacy will not save your ass in the middle of a dangerous thing. Sometimes You have to act before the other person does. If you are around 10 different guards who have all drawn their swords, they're not going to listen to words of kindness. They will answer in blood.
We had an encounter with a man who was fully willing to make a deal with us. And when the deal did not go right, he was intending just to leave, just to vacate the situation, not to do any harm to us. And then we sunk a blade into his head, and now we don't know the consequences of that.
And clearly, I can see that you have never dealt with war criminals from the past, from past history.
You know that man was a war criminal?
I know his kind.
Friends, we're getting rather heated. I would recommend taking it down a notch.
Yes.
I think
Let me remind you of a situation that I think we are all satisfied of the outcome of when we spoke to Sir Reginald, who we all believe is a scum-sucking backstabber.
Yes.
And we handled that with diplomacy because that was the best way to handle the situation. So as you can see, we're all a fan of it sometimes, but there are some other situations in which I think if you have another sort of leverage that you could use against someone who was trying to buy slaves and isn't necessarily an immoral bystander and is in your best interest to get rid of, I agree with the actions taken. I will say that. But generally,
I am not defending the Grey Prince. He was, yes, a purveyor of slaves. I do not like him personally. I'm just saying that he was willing to make a deal with us, was willing maybe to help alleviate the problem in the Shadowport that we were trying to somewhat solve, and did not seem to have any direct hostility towards us.
He said as much because he would report us to the Gilded Cage afterwards, which is what swayed me. Yes, he did.
Master Glimmer?
I don't remember that.
And Glimmer.
That was when I went, let's kill this fool.
You had suggested that, just to get the facts straight, you had suggested that he would take the fall for the fall of the Shadowport, but he needed his reputation to be unbesmirched so that he didn't have those knives coming from his back too. And then at that point he decided to pull the kill switch on the negotiation. So he was the one who ended negotiations. He was the one who acted first.
Yeah.
If I might interject, Master Glimmer, I think we were in a very unprecedented and short-lived situation where we had
all of yesterday was unprecedented. Yes.
I'm not happy. I mean, we saved some slaves, but there's a lot that happened yesterday that I'm not happy with, and I'm coming to terms with it, and I think we all are. And I think it's unfair to Master Eidolon that they acted so ferociously against the Grey Prince. I know perhaps we were more ferocious than we needed to be, but when it comes to the future, I think once we've figured out as a group how we're going to handle situations like these, we'll be able to come together and make that decision together. And
I agree with that. And even if things come to hostilities, which they probably often will, if we have somebody who may have useful information or connections that we're contending with, better to incapacitate them than sink the blade into their brain.
Yes, Master Eidolon,
I will say that. That is a compromise.
Measure, right? Non-lethal measures for your taking in of bounties?
Eidolon remains silent on this situation.
If they're not a 7th level spellcaster, then I tend to agree we could just hold them easily, but different scenario.
Ashrin looks at the camera.
Arcane knowledge.
I will say that we do not know what spells those men were casting. I protected all of us. For all we know, he could have been summoning a finger of death, a power word kill. Who knows?
I think what we need to recognize from this, though, he was a 9th Prince of Aki. Is that going to fall back on us when they realize who we are?
That is what I am scared of.
He was 9th in line. More likely, everyone's going to be happy that he's dead. My intuition when dealing with these sorts of people is that... Yeah, exactly.
We should see if we can find the 10th in line and make a deal with him, make an alliance with him.
The blueprints.
any sort of friends someone like has with that when they're alive, they're allies. No one is going to come in revenge for this man. Of that I am fairly certain. Of the Gilded Cage, the Many-Faceted Ring, the Red Palm, well, we already know the Red Palm has sent hired knives.
Reginald Askies, definitely one of our enemies. The Many-Faceted Rings are worried of us. They may be our enemies. The Gilded Cage is definitely our enemy, huh?
Yes.
Yes, and as I did mention when we were in the caverns and I spilled some very personal fears and regrets, and Glimmer told me to grow a spine, and you may think I'm paranoid and hysteric, but those people do want to kill us, as we have established. And as we also established personally, pretty easy to poison someone with the plague. So just keep that in mind.
Yes. Good news, I'm already infected with the plague. I haven't died
Let's
yet.
try not to get in any more, though.
You say that you're infected, however, it seems that you just don't have the symptoms, you know?
The plague stays around in your bloodstream. Remember what Holzren told us?
It really is quite strange. How did Raylan manage to survive? I mean, I don't know who my parents were.
He did not survive. He is definitely dead.
Not on that one, Chief.
So, if we're going to continue doing what we're doing, we accept a certain amount of risk.
Yeah. Are we going to go about stealthily, or I personally want to make a big name for myself, but if you want to be low-key, I was thinking as a group name, we could be the Garcidian Defense Force, but I mean, you know, that was just an idea.
That's like a religious thing, though.
I at least would prefer to go with diplomacy and subtlety, where as much as it is possible. Sigurd has just vanished. Sigurd has just vanished into air. He is gone. I don't know where he went.
Sigurd's taking a nap.
I do not do diplomacy with those who are with high crimes, such as slave ownership, murder, etc.
You are yourself a murderer, Eidolon. You know that?
Murder in the sense of upholding the law and balance.
Okay.
Listen, he's a murderer, I'm a murderer, you're a murderer, we're all murderers. I had not actually killed anyone with my bare hands until 2 days ago, though, so that was new.
Eidolon, I would ask for the coherency of this group that it is not as clear cut as you may think. I'm a criminal. I've stolen things before.
Yes, like you stole the shard out of the back of that man's neck.
It was not stealing. I don't know if it really belongs to him, but apples, onions, that sort of thing.
Per the rules of 5e, that was an object. That body, so no longer.
Oh, so I didn't steal it. Great.
Yeah.
It doesn't go against my karma score. So it is not as clear cut as you may think, or may be programmed to believe. And so, if the rest of us are attempting diplomacy, I would ask that you try to support us in that. If things devolve, take the blades out. Sure. And again, try to focus on incapacitating more than killing. If we have some suspicion that the person we're contending with has something useful to offer us.
It's quite complicated, Master Eidolon, but I will follow your lead. If you feel, after Master Glimmer's assertion for this, we still need to use force, I will follow your lead.
Your inexperience speaks for itself, Glimmer. I understand that you may want to incapacitate some people, but sometimes letting people live is not a good outcome for all.
I'm not even talking about letting people live. I'm talking about keeping them alive for as long as they can provide us with useful information or connections or help. And then after that, we can decide what to do.
Oh, good. So there is a chance for killing them in the end. In that case, I will do my best to hold off.
You're the most bloodthirsty being I have ever encountered. I just want you to know.
You keep saying this, though, but what is this based on? What is this based on?
He loves killing. When we were in the tower and we were like, we don't have any leverage against these people anymore other than this guy's corpse, he was like, okay, I'm gonna go kill all of them now.
Yeah, Yeah,
I
because
do
they were
respect
evil. Like,
Mr. Eidolon, you are very, very good at subduing enemies. It's terrifying. How your master created this specifically to take down enemies?
Well, guardianship, yes. You see, I was created before the heightening of the war. He was able to see that the trouble and the chaos and destruction that was to come. He needed someone to protect him. And in war, well, war never changes.
Agreed.
Oh, you're gonna get the
Sacred
stream
text.
Sacred
stream
text.
taken down. Yeah, those people were evil, but that doesn't mean like go to each of their rooms and slaughter them to a man. Like
I didn't.
It's a little
do
much. I know,
apologize.
but you
slaves
intended
ended up
to.
doing that. The
Yeah.
revolt you started executed them publicly.
yeah.
I do apologize then, Master Eidolon, if this is a bit sensitive, but with your master not around, who do you protect?
I follow his orders to the end, and I protect those of the innocent and those who need guardianship. For now, I see that all of you do need guardianship, and it's displayed in the sense that, well, when you wanted to try diplomacy, that man was casting a spell to kill you.
He was not. He was casting a spell to get away. He did it twice, in fact.
Well, unfortunately, we do not know that. He was in the middle of speaking his components before I stopped it.
Can actually, Jake, this is a good thing that I would like to be cleared up. Is that can we recognize a spell, like what kind of spell it is as it's being cast? Like he cast teleport. He tried to cast teleport and he tried to cast dimension door. You said that like over the table.
Yes.
Would I be able to reasonably? Because like I'm operating off of that knowledge, I guess.
So there's a few ways to handle this. One is like you can just use the meta knowledge if you'd like, and like that'd be okay. Eidolon can choose what he believes was going to happen. You can choose what you believe happens, and like as long as this like character drama is like interesting, go for it. Like that like doesn't really like need to be a thing. But if you like need to know like during combat what a spell is, if I don't tell you, the way I always said it is it's a Arcana check DC 10 plus spell level to understand what the spell is. So,
I think it makes sense. This conversation makes sense that like I understand traditional spell. Like I have a more understanding of traditional spell casting, I think, than Eidolon does. So I think it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, you're a war.
I want to like go back to what I first said, which is why I primed it that way. Is like what's the interesting bead here? Like what is the good narrative to like explore? And it's like it's just. I think it's more interesting if like there's disagreement between the two of you about like what was going to happen. So is it really about proving someone right or wrong? At this
That's not
point,
what I'm trying to
really
do.
matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you, Eidolon, look closely, if you had looked closely, you would have seen the spell that he was trying to cast. Two times, he tried to simply get away. Sure, there is a moment of uncertainty, and that is dangerous, yes, but if you die instantly, I feel like that is pretty unlikely. You cannot go about life as if everybody around you who poses any threat to you can kill you instantly. Maybe they have violent intent towards you, but then you deal with that.
Eidolon doesn't say anything, but he definitely can think of a couple times where he's seen someone been instantly killed by a spell.
I know.
So that's all. He's just going to stay silent on this situation, and he's probably just going to say, "You can believe what you will."
Master Eidolon,
Yes.
your master gave you the order to do great things, yes?
Mm-hmm.
But you'd probably see me as an inferior being to yourself when it comes to fighting things, huh?
Not inferior. You have shown yourself to be quite formidable, and I see you as an equal.
That's good, thank you.
You are well defensed. You're well armored. I understand the prowess of magic, but with my understanding of magicians and things like that. And it's not just magicians, but also those who cannot cast magic or do not know how to wield a sword. I have been always instructed to guard people who do not take up the front lines.
And how awake have you been in the recent years?
Awake.
Well, you've been asleep for a long time. You've said from years past.
I've been awake for quite a while. I have been conscious for the past 800 years. Sure, I take a rest every once in a while, and sure, I used to shut down for maintenance when my creator needed it, but other than that, I've been quite aware.
Then, if you're willing to see me and the rest of this group as an equal, will you help us do great things with yourself? Maybe we're going to do it very stealthily and in a way that we no longer manage to get more enemies, but that's highly doubtful. I'm going to say that right now, because I would love to do so much more. If you're willing to help me, if all of you are willing to help me, there is so much more I want to do, but I don't have the brains to do it. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the willpower. I only have my lance and my horse at this point. But we have Eidolon, who has centuries of knowledge. We have Sigurd the Dragon Slayer, who has just freed himself and hundreds of other slaves with our help. We have Master Glimmer over here, who is so cool. I still don't understand how you do anything you do, but you are so freaking cool, my friend. All right, and I am going to take your lead when it comes to charisma and talking to people, because you are the smart person for this. And Lady Ashen as well, who is clearly incredibly smart and has amazing abilities. Never before have 5 of us managed in my life, meeting all of the people that I have through Frame March and Southward, managed to meet people of such skill. We could do so much together if we just put our minds to it.
Yes, we just need a little more coordination, I think. So, Eidolon, how about this?
But that's the nature of things, of working with different personalities. We have to compromise. We're not going to agree on how every situation went. We have to move on.
That is fine.
So which direction do
I think what we should agree is to discuss the parameters of what we are willing to do before we go into a situation, along with our plan.
That is something.
With this situation, we discussed. I mean, we can't account for every contingency. Plenty of things came up that we were not expecting. But to discuss before we're going in, are we killing these slave keepers?
Yes.
Are we freeing the rest of the slaves?
Yes.
Are we? Things such as this would be useful to talk about, especially because it is dangerous to argue about them in the middle of the situation.
That's agreed.
Glad we all survived it, if nothing else.
Yes, me too.
Sorry, Lady Ashen.
We are all here now, and things will be coming, but I wouldn't say I regret it, so let's just maybe be a little bit more coordinated in the future and on the same page. And you won't have the same fallout.
Do we have a destination in mind when we get to port?
Well, that was what I was originally hoping to discuss.
Well,
and that's where we're going to leave off for tonight.
Oh no!
As they are on the bow having this meeting, in the distance, very far over the horizon, you can begin to see the very traces of westward. It'll be another day before you get into port, but you can see the golden tower that represents Mage Gate Prison, kind of set in behind a peninsula with like dotted buildings all across it. You'll be getting there tomorrow, and they'll have to decide where they go from here. Will Glimmer talk to his family? Will he go on a date with Ulala?
Ooh la la.
Why is it all about me?
Is the this is your character, buddy? Would the Duchess? Does the Duchess have any jobs for them? What's Pavel think about this whole situation? What's in store for them in Westward? You'll find out at Tales from the Shattered Lands on Wednesday from 6 until 9. We've got some other streams that we do if you're looking for something else to do. We've got Game Master Tyler streaming Magic the Gathering from Monday on Mondays and Thursdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. And then tomorrow, Saturday, 1 o'clock, we have a Shattered Lands Q&A, don't we, Lily?
We do. If you guys are willing to bear the heat of this wonderful heat wave that we're having right now and spend some time in the afternoon at 1 p.m. on Tavern of Tales Twitch channel here, we're going to have, I believe, Lady Ashrin, played by Quinn, Eidolon, played up by Austin, and I guess myself, because I'm also there, and GM Jake joining us for about an hour or so, probably longer, talking about Shattered Lands and what the heck just happened at the Shadowport, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be great.
Yes. So tune in for that 1 p.m. That's in the middle of your siesta. We also are doing our ongoing Eberron campaign. Don't forget to sign up at tavernoftales.com/DND. You also find a donation link there. If you like what we've been doing, like the content we've been producing, go ahead and drop us a few dollars if you can spare it in these crazy times. Any little bit helps keep us afloat. And of course, follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, where we will be posting all of our announcements and discussions about any new services we plan on offering during these times. And of course, when we plan to reopen. Can't wait for that to happen, but we'll be, of course, doing it safely. Until then, you've been great. Thank you very much for tuning in. Stay healthy, stay dicey. We love you. And we'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Take care, y'all. See you soon.
Wow.